everybody. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Dan Kapersky, and today we have our usual wonderful co-host and a special guest.
Otto.
Ooh.
But who are the co-hosts? Said one of the co-hosts. Longboard expert Blake here.
Randall. And?
Otto.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I was about to ask if it's a mystery guest. Who could it be?
It's all good.
Awesome.
So the other day we were hanging out and we decided to, we first explored the idea of watching a Sean Connery film, and then we said, well, let's do James Bond, because those are all classics, and some of them are kid-friendly. And then we looked and we're like, oh, but wait a second. There's a James Bond film that some of us hadn't seen before. And we're like, oh, and it's about space? Let's do it. So we watched Moonraker, which is an
David
incredible...
Bowie.
Yeah, David Bowie. It was a really fun experience. We had some really interesting good food and some good beers.
Oh,
I
did
want to
have
say,
good food.
yeah, we had food just before our co-host Randall made some
yeah,
really
I made-
awesome food for
That was
us.
delicious.
It was really yummy.
Thank you. Enchiladas.
Yes, and chicken.
And chicken for the kiddo.
Yes.
Yep, all yummy. As you might know, Moonraker stars Roger Moore. It came out in 1979. It was a film that, as you know, James Bond travels around various places around the world, and this time he goes to know at the end of the film too. So it's really cool. In Earth's orbit, he does not go to the moon. But
You know, calling it
mentioned-
Moonraker, I kept asking, so they take care of the leaves on the moon. That's cool. When does that scene come up?
So it was very fun. So during the course of the film, we enjoyed a couple of beers, and our special youth correspondent Otto enjoyed some most excellent colored beverages with us.
What were they?
Excellent.
They're really good.
What were they? What did you have?
I had some kind of clear kind of soda.
Cream
and-
soda,
yeah,
but
cream
who's
soda.
it by?
Jones.
Jones Soda.
Yeah, Jones
They're based
Soda.
out of Seattle, I think.
Yep.
Oh,
They're sort of
cool.
local. They have really cool stuff on their bottles. They're amazing, and it's natural. It's a natural product. Yes, it's soda pop, it's sugar, but it's flavored naturally, and they're supposed to be pretty good for you.
I went crazy for the clear one.
The Claire one was pretty good.
It was
Ooh,
super
nice.
It's like a soda mania over here.
Yeah, it was. While we were watching this film, a few things stood out. It took place during the space craze post-Star Wars era. So space opera, 2001: A Space Odyssey. They actually, some of the notes that I read about the film talked directly about how they designed some of the set pieces, and some of the, like the space station design was based off of 2001: A Space Odyssey, or not based, but inspired by it. So
Yeah.
really, really cool and amazing. So I liked it. I like all Bond films. There isn't a bad one that I know of.
I was expecting a very cheesy, kind of hokey Bond going in. I've heard the Roger Moore ones are a bit sillier, and I had a blast. This movie was great. Chase scene, gadget display, Bond seduces the lady, chase scene, new location, chase scene, Bond seduces the lady. It had all the elements you need.
Yeah. And he did. He got busy everywhere. And this one had Jaws in it.
Richard Keel, everybody.
Yeah, Richard Keel, very, very famous guy, really giant. He was like I think a professional wrestler.
He
or
was
something.
7'2".
He's a giant dude.
What, he's 7'2"?
Yeah, the guy
Yeah.
who played Jaws, who you think looks like, what's his name from The Goonies? What's that guy's name?
Sloth?
Sloth.
He looks a little slothish.
Yeah.
He was kind of the sloth of this movie.
Yeah.
He's 7'2"?
But- Yeah,
he's a big
little
man.
bit
He was
guy.
great in Happy Gilmore.
Oh, right, yeah.
Mr.
He
Gilmore
plays
made
the,
that shot less than an hour ago.
He plays the caddy, right?
No, he's just a big scary dude who supports
Oh.
Happy and doesn't like Shooter McGavin.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's scary. While he does get chased by and captured a few times,
Yeah, everyone's trying to kill Bond.
everyone's just was going after him. It was like he couldn't walk down the street. He couldn't do anything. Everyone's just going after him. He got no love,
This is how not to kill a spy, essentially.
basically.
It's all chase.
All
Make sure
chase.
you yell a lot before
Yeah,
doing your what was it, a sword? I don't even remember what weapon the guy used when
Yeah.
they smashed all that glass.
The gondola thing, though. Okay, so yeah, so
Gondola
they
was
they
cool.
set it up. There's like, here, and this bowl's worth $1 million. And then no more than 5 minutes later, the fight scene goes into the room that has the bowl, and they break all the glass. And traditionally, a lot when you have a glass scene like that, the glass is actually spun sugar. So it doesn't cut you when you. Because these guys, it was a single take. There were no retakes. As you watch the fight scene,
Yeah.
there were very few camera changes. So it was a lot of them falling into and falling through furniture and glasses and stuff. And of course, obviously, they were able to do it without stunt doubles because it's just wood that's made to break apart and then
Yeah.
sugar. which isn't going to hurt you.
Hugo Drax, who is the bad guy in Moonraker, played by Michael Lonsdale, was in one of my favorite films, Munich.
Wow.
Remember that movie, Munich?
Yep.
It's kind of like a spy movie. It was like a really good James Bond movie.
Yeah.
Is it R?
It's definitely R.
Yeah.
And based on a true story.
That's very cool.
Like the Bob's Burgers episode, House Trap.
Hey, ask Blake what Moonraker means.
You break the moon?
No.
What does it mean?
Blake, what does Moonraker mean?
Moonraker means.
It
Let me
means-
just think back on my
Do you
memory
remember
and
it?
not put it into Firefox.
I think it meant like ignorant fellow.
What's a moonbreaker?
Well, Otto, a moonraker is a stupid or silly person said to refer primarily to one who, mistaking the moon's shadow and water for a cheese, set himself to rake it out.
Wow.
There you have it.
That's very, very specific.
What? No.
Other than just being a really cool word, that's amazing. So Otto, there were a lot of really cool gadgets. I know you watch a lot of really cool shows. Were you inspired by any of the cool gadgets that he had, like the little wrist rocket thingy, or
the wrist dart gun.
yeah,
Yeah.
How about the perfume flamethrower?
Oh, yes. You spin me right round
Oh,
like
yeah.
a record.
Oh yeah, there was that
Forgot about
scene
that.
where they introduce the wrist dart rocket, and I feel like it was the exact next scene. He needed that exact thing.
He did.
It's like that
Like
thing
wow,
in poorly
how
designed video.
convenient is that?
Yeah. how
It's a thing in
convenient.
bad, lazily designed video games where they give you a cool tool and then you immediately need to use it.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like, oh, we're going to preface this just a little bit, but that's okay. The amazing thing is he survived going some obscure amount of G-forces round and round and round in a accelerator thingy that they test astronauts with.
I'm not dizzy at all.
Oh, he got up and like just about fell over. He should have fallen over. There's no way he could have gotten up.
Yeah,
He would have been passed out.
He walked off 13 G's like it was nothing.
I mean, this is Bond. James Bond.
Yes.
My name is Bond. James Bond.
Totally amazing.
What a great movie.
Favorite scene, everybody? Let's go. Favorite location. What was your favorite? Because there was a lot of really beautiful locations in this movie. I was surprised, like how beautiful it was.
I think mine might be the place when there's like some city underwater kind of thing.
Venice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Venice.
Oh, yeah, that's a
He,
good one.
he had the gondola that turned into, it had like an air float thing.
I
It went
forgot
up
about
on
that
the
thing.
Oh yeah, it turned into
And
a
also the art
hovercraft.
museum.
hovercraft. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the art
Where the
museum.
glass got all broke. That's awesome.
Mine's where Jaws fell in love.
Oh,
I forget the location, but where he met that
that
lady
was
with the glasses.
Brazil?
I
Yeah.
think
Brazil?
so.
Rio?
So
Space.
that was Rio. He met her in Rio. They fought in Rio. They went to the warehouse to see if they had the evil stuff at the warehouse, and they only found a coaster. Or
That's right.
Or like a sticker or something. I couldn't tell what it was.
How about you, Dan Randall?
I liked the space station. The space station looked amazing.
That was good.
And they did some zero G stuff in it, and then I was like ready to see like the lines of
The strings?
yeah, the
Fish-
strings. I
fishing
was
line?
like, how are they? Yeah, because they did spend, silly fact, they spent more on this film than they did on the 5 previous Bond films together.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Holy cow.
on making it
Well,
because of all the
gotta-
space scenes.
I gotta
and
know what the
lightweight stuff.
That's like making covers of every single Beatles song in existence in one day.
That would
Yeah.
cost a lot.
It was
Holy cow.
Not cheap. Randall, what was your favorite scene?
There were two incredible. Well, one there was the Gentleman's Cave, in the hotel,
The Gentleman's Cavern.
Yeah, the Gentleman's Cavern, right? The Gentleman's Cavern. And I also liked Hugo Drax. Hugo Drax. I liked Hugo Drax's Techno Man Cave, where he was.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it was just filled with screens
Yeah,
and
that
a
was
bunch
really
of
cool.
dudes with
What a
headgear.
good villain.
Screen break.
The headgear. Oh my
The
god.
headgear and the minions were incredible. Like,
Oh, you mean the sparring helmets
yeah,
for
did they
kickboxing
fall
class?
down a lot? Yeah,
Banana.
did they just come out of
Banana.
a kickboxing class?
Yeah, they were banana yellowish.
It's that meme when you have to go to kickboxing class at 3, but then fight Bond at 4 o'clock.
Yeah. So the cool thing was, so they were supposedly airtight, maybe not. I don't know. But they're like running around the space station weightless in these banana vinyl outfits and with helmets on, like they're supposed to be like, there's no air. I'm like, if there was no air, there would be no heat and you would be dead.
Yeah.
Because there's no insulation. It's a piece of plastic.
File that under the goof section of IMDb.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, most Bond films, you do know that you have to suspend some belief
Oh, of
because
course.
of the gadgets and because of, well, you have a boat. And my second favorite scene was the Florida Everglades. Because they
Florida
chased him.
Everglades.
He was on that boat. That boat
Florida.
scene took 15 minutes.
Yeah, I went to go do the dishes.
Just like
This
That's
is an
right, you did
incredibly
vanish for a
long
while.
movie.
and it was like over 2 hours, right?
It's
It
It was 2 hours and 6 minutes.
It was
such a long movie.
the
But boy,
boats.
it was still good.
Yeah, the boat scene though. I'm like he started in Venice and then they fast forwarded like, hey, we're gonna go track him down somewhere else, and they go somewhere else, and it's like, oh wait, this got shot in the floor. I recognized it instantly. I was like, there's no place in California like this, unlike the various movie lots that they would fly the little helicopter over, and you're
Oh,
like, am I
man.
supposed to believe that's not a film lot?
That's
It looks like one.
That's a smart way to save on costs, so they can spend it everywhere else. Apparently,
Roger Moore was in 7 Bond movies.
Yes,
Was?
Live and Let Die, 1973. The
Wow.
Man with the Golden Gun, 1974. The Spy Who Loved Me, 1977. Moonraker, 1979. For Your Eyes Only, 1981. And Octopussy, 1983. And
A View
read
to
that
Kill.
one, A View to Kill.
I think A View to Kill was the best one. I like that.
You think it was the best one?
I think out of those, yeah,
Okay, so wait, you're saying they spent more on Moonraker
yeah, than the previous
than the
5.
previous 5. So
Yep.
The Spy Who Loved Me, Man with the Golden Gun, Live and Let Die. Diamonds Are Forever. Oh, that was a good one.
Wait,
Emergency Secret
1969?
Service. Yeah.
That's the one we should have watched because we watched that horrible James Bond knockoff film in the last episode.
Her Majesty's a pretty nice girl, but she does have a lot to say.
Yeah.
Me in
Her
the parallel
Majesty's Secret
universe watching James Bond. Skip all the action, just go to the dialogue. Skip all the action, go to the dialogue.
Yeah.
that sounds like a cool version across the multiverse of you. I mean, this one's cool, but that one sounds fun too.
So this film was pretty good, but there were cliche moments like when they have to introduce Drax and he's playing the piano just to show how bad he is.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Contrast it with how good he can play the piano.
Yeah.
Adios.
That was epically ironic and awesome.
I love it.
The house he lived in, oh my god.
It was like a palace. They brought it stone by stone from France.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And at least some of the Bond girls, as they would be, that were either CIA agents or just like
Or
the pilot.
A
who,
scientist?
Scientist, yeah. And then
Holly Goodhead?
yeah.
Which classic Bond girl name?
Yeah.
There
really
was,
fun.
There was some great nonchalant killing in this film.
There was
Like when
just,
they were at when they were shooting skeets or pigeons or whatever. And
it wasn't clay pigeon, it was real pigeon.
They were real pigeons.
and pheasant.
They were pheasants. And Drax had one of his guys taking aim at Bond, and Bond
Just drops him.
just drops him. He's like, "Oh, you missed, Mr. Bond." "Oh, did I?"
Oh, did I?
And the guy just falls out on cue.
I'm going to
Okay.
pretend that I didn't do that. Goodbye.
It's crazy how all the gunshots sounded like kazoos, right? Yeah, that's when
Yes.
Bond shot that guy. It's wild.
Totally wild.
Hey, let's go to commercial.
Got some commercials?
Got some commercials, Blake?
Nice.
Hello there. My name is Q, and have I got a deal for you? If you've seen any Bond film, you're aware of the wonderful gadgets that get Bond out of trouble that he gets himself into. What you're not aware of is the budgetary restraints placed upon myself when creating, testing, and putting these gadgets into the field. Not a lot of extra funds to protect the Majesty. How do I circumvent the issue of funds for the next Bond mission? By opening my own used gear emporium. We have everything the enterprising young spy needs. Dealing with a loathsome large insect, the dagger shoe, perfect for a kicking cut followed by a cutting remark. Find yourself submerged in dangerous waters on that trip to Cabo? The underwater jetpack is the perfect accessory to escape that hungry shark. A work colleague telling a dreadfully boring story? Pretend to check your time and then fire a nerve-paralyzing dart from the wrist-mounted dart gun. That pesky Gerald is now asleep on the job. Well done, 009. Please, do come down to Q's Used Gadget Emporium. We'll spot you coming with our portable periscope. I can't believe a periscope is considered a Bond gadget, but it said so in the Wikipedia. What can you do?
Nice.
Yeah, mate. That's a good one, mate.
Yeah, it's just, make sure to ask for our employee Gerald.
I'll give you all my cupcakes.
Please stop bringing cupcakes to work, Gerald. It's not a place for cupcakes.
Maybe some pasta.
We'll talk off air.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for listening and hanging in there, everybody. Otto, it's all your show at this point now because you have some amazing Jones sodas to give us a detailed explanation on how you thought the sodas were. Did they go with the film? And what was your overall take? Were they just like too flavorful, not flavorful enough, or what? What's going on?
It was unbelievable. Jones, well, I'm having the clear one right now.
The cream soda.
Cream soda.
Yeah, that one. I think that all fit well with the movie. The 3 ones that I had.
This film was kind of ridiculous, and I think these sodas are a little ridiculous because you had the green apple flavor, the strawberry lime soda flavor, and the orange flavor.
In the sea.
Yes. Oh, you're out. We had a little bit left over that he's becoming very sugar oriented at this moment by pounding down these.
I think we're cutting you off, buddy.
You've been cut off.
Yeah, it tasted like Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Listening to Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. I'm mixing Coke, Fanta, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, blueberries, and strawberries.
So you've been talking a lot. You've been dropping a lot of Beatles reference, and I don't think anybody has any clue. But do you want to plug your new podcast
It's called R&O Beatles on Anchor.
on Spotify?
Yes.
R&O Beatles podcast.
Yeah.
With
You
Randall
talk a lot
and
of
Otto.
Beatles. You talk a lot of Beatles.
We just talk all about Beatles. It's just
Yeah.
all Beatles stuff because someone's obsessed.
Yeah, any Beatles stuff that's related, that's pretty much all we talk about.
That's pretty awesome.
I'm going to start listening because I don't know anything about the Beatles except the Wacko Warner sounds like Ringo.
He does. Oh gosh, I love
Yes.
that show so much.
The really cool thing is we didn't get to try any of these sodas, only you did. So that was the really awesome part. So you and you alone can give us the thumbs up or thums down on these.
Thumbs up. Thumbs
Yeah,
down.
should I get these when I go watch another Bond movie?
Yeah, mate.
Which one out of all of them?
Probably the clear one.
The cream soda.
Cream soda.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's sophisticated like Bond,
Yeah, mate.
yet
Okay.
fun like the movie.
Is there a cool picture on this cream soda bottle?
Yeah, what picture should I look for, Otto?
Yeah.
It looks like a boat, mate.
No, it's the Space Needle.
Oh, that's cool,
In
mate.
Seattle.
Oh, Space Needle. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, mate.
So
For the color, I have to get that green one, though.
yeah, they're all really cool. Most grocery stores carry them. They're not super expensive, but so Jones Soda, you submit your photos, any photo, black, white, color, whatever, or black and white, and you'll be able to.
Usually it's only one or the other.
Yeah, it's sometimes both.
Don't send an all-white photo. That's just a blank slate.
Yeah, you can put Beatles footage in. Beatles photos.
Yeah,
That's
I don't-
right.
I think it has to be
Yeah, send a picture of the
Not
White Album and
copyrighted.
watch you get sued.
just a white square. They've probably already done that because that's funny.
Yeah, I'm sure they can sue for that.
Yeah. Jones Soda, good stuff. I'm glad that you were able to try all these because I'm very jealous because I'd love to drink them, but I must watch my weight.
The green one would be great with vodka. Just saying.
Ooh.
Green apple.
Very nice.
Okay.
All right, Blake, you want to take us to commercial before we talk about some beers real quick?
Of course. Between diving out of planes and sabotaging aerial tramways, it's hard to be a jet-setting villain and keep my steel teeth clean. Hi, I'm Jaws from The Spy Who Loved Me and Moonraker. I've been asked by hundreds of people, before I killed them, how do I maintain my steel teeth? I can assure you it wasn't easy. Steel and teeth separately are difficult enough, but then combine the two, it bites. But then I discovered Rust-Oleum toothpaste, the only toothpaste on the market made to keep mouth copper clean and shiny. Boy, I should have written this different. 9 out of 10 dentists agree, and 4 out of 5 body shop workers agree, Rust-Oleum toothpaste is the toothpaste to combat gingivitis, plaque, and rust. Take a bite out of steel tooth decay today.
That's awesome.
I loved that.
That's like professionally written and everything.
From the start, my whole thing was just do your voice, just talk like, hi there, I'm Troy McClure.
Brought to you by Blako Company.
He fell from the sky in the first scene of this movie.
I just kept going.
And landed in a circus net.
He did.
What are the odds?
Oh, Lord.
And
Like-
you know what? He saved Bond's
He
ass.
saved him. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
he has a fun
the
turn.
space station, yeah.
He has the most growth. This movie's about Jaws.
And Bond was like,
Pretty much.
as Jaws and his girlfriend were drifting away in the exploding space station towards Earth, and Bond was safely in a spaceship, Bond was like, "Oh, don't worry, Jaws will be fine."
And the space station made it to Earth,
Yeah,
and they got
right.
rescued.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So he can come back and get hired again to come after him
If he
again.
can fall from the sky and land in a net, he'll be fine for
All
falling
right,
from space.
real quick, just
Yes.
make a quick note. Going to spec write a Jaws origin story.
Yes.
Otto, if you could do the
Oh,
music for me,
yeah.
it'd be great.
Okay,
That's
I'll do
awesome.
that. Starting now. Here's the music.
Doo-doo-doo.
It's Jaws, baby. It's Jaws, baby. I don't know.
Right on. Okay, so thanks for hanging out with us still, everybody. We're going to move on to discussing these two beers that we had. We
Delicious.
because we knew we were watching Moonraker, I wanted to grab a couple of space, quote unquote, space oriented beers. We started with, I think, well, one of them's local and one of them's not so local. One's down in Eugene and one's just down the street. So the first one we had was not necessarily what I would call an amazing beer, but I think Blake liked it more than I did, and that was the Starburst IPA from Ecliptic Brewing.
Oh yeah, it's a solid beer. It's not incredible. It's not awful. It's just
Yeah, it's a little bigger.
it sounds like I'm downplaying it, saying it's bad. It's a good beer. The best way to describe it is if you don't know what you want, it's a good beer to pick up.
It has Citra and Pine, so it's a typical Northwest style IPA. It's not like East Coast or old school West Coast. It's a Northwest style hop. It's got Citra, Mosaic, Centennial, and Simcoe, so it's going to have a little bit of fruit on the mid palate, but it's definitely going to have that sharp pine up front and a little bit of citrus on the back, and that's how I kind of remember it. It's going to be really bright and forward, and it is, again, a bigger beer. It's at like 7.8% and 75 IBU.
That was 7.8%.
They're both big
It doesn't
beers,
taste like it.
Wow, it did not taste like it at all.
Real quick,
Yeah.
Dan, hops, like there's different versions all across the world, right? Like
Yes.
you can, like I could,
They change year to year in flavor profile slightly.
that's cool.
Because it's a plant, it changes.
Yeah.
And you can only control it so much. But yeah,
I'm gonna brew some beer with all hops from the southern eastern states, called the Mason-Dixon beer line.
they don't actually grow hops on that part of the
No.
the U.S. Sorry.
This is why
What if you had
They
a
do their-
greenhouse? If you had a
you had a greenhouse.
this
you
is
could
why
do
my
it, but-
brewery's failing.
Yeah, we did that, and this was a really long movie, so we tried not to drink them very fast. But I think we each
Yeah.
probably had one or more of that.
I had 2 of that one. That was delicious.
It
And
wasn't
I had a lot of beers in this movie. I usually
Yeah.
don't drink a lot, but
Yeah, you limit it pretty well.
yeah.
I did not limit it. I had 2 of that and 2 of the next one.
Yeah, this
Randall,
was that
thoughts
next-
on that first beer? Other than it was good.
I was shocked at how strong it was because it didn't taste like a big beer. It was delightful. I think it went really well with the enchiladas afterwards that we made. I actually had one during dinner. And I would drink this again with another Bond film, I think. It was interesting.
I think it went well with it
Yeah.
as well. Good deal. The second beer that we had, Alpha Centauri Imperial IPA by Hot Valley Brewing. So, again, boo hiss, they sold out, but hey, they're distributing all over the U.S. now, so I can't complain. They make good beer, it's consistent. Yeah, whatever.
The casual nature of you saying "boo hiss," just I love it.
These 2 beers were purchased. I had both before. I knew what they were. I bought them because of the name, simply because it was like space-oriented film. Let's get something that has space in the name of it, and the logo, the can and bottle. Hot Valley beer is in a bottle because it is a big old as Imperial 9%, 100% IBU. Really, really grapefruit forward. A little bit of fruit, like I guess you'd say like almost peachy-like peaches. I got a little peaches on it, and it had that kind of I'm a big beer sugary softness to it. I guess it would be the way I would express it.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot different from the first one, in my opinion. Didn't care for it as much.
Yeah, double IPAs usually have twice as much sugar because they have twice as much alcohol in them.
That makes sense.
Okay. Like how many grams are we talking about? Like as much as a
Lots.
Coke?
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
There was as much as a Coke of sugar in that?
probably
Like
close.
40 grams
We could
of-
Google it.
wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's so the
But
sweet.
it's not the same kind of sugar though.
Correct.
Right, okay.
200% of sugar.
Yes.
That sounds about right. The math checks out.
I enjoyed the second one probably because I was like on the tail end of feeling good. I was like, oh, I think I like this one more because, well, I don't really care anymore. Oh, I do care. It's all right. Thoughts on the second beer?
I think I would have liked it if I was eating. It tasted like a beer that would have gone well with a meal.
Yeah.
I didn't. I'm also just biased towards the Ecliptic beers. I go to the local 7-Eleven to get, and they usually carry Ecliptic.
Yeah.
So if I'm just looking for something to grab and have at the house late, biased towards Ecliptic.
Yeah, it's a safe bet.
Yeah. And I think it's their flagship IPA too, so they always have
Yeah.
it year round. And the same with the Alpha Centauri, that's a year round, but it's again a big giant crazy beer. Thoughts on the beers, Randall?
Yep, not my favorite. Definitely not my favorite, knowing how much sugar is in that thing, because I like to watch my sugar intake for the most part.
Yeah,
I agree.
bigger beers.
Yeah, whatever.
I like to watch
And
my
you're
sugar
just
intake go up.
chugging soda, saying, "Yep, less sugar." Chug, chug, chug.
Exactly.
Yeah. Looks like you've brought up our favorite time of the show, which is movie keyword beer name.
Movie keyword beer name game.
I listened back to these and I still can't remember this name.
So basically, if you do look at IMDb ever and you look at the film, you'll scroll down partway on the description of the film, scroll down the page, doom scroll a little bit, and you will find this thing called keywords. And these are the frequency of phrases or words as they show up in the film. So the more frequently they show up, the higher they'll be on the list.
For all you beer makers out there, we're doing branding now.
Yes.
So come hire us. Dan is an excellent designer. I've worked in advertising.
And Blake's here.
Blake's a funny writer.
Yes.
We can do this.
And we have a kid to do our art direction.
Exactly.
We're going to take a stab at this. There's a lot of really interesting keywords. So basically, we pick out some keywords and say, what beer would that be?
Yeah, what would that beer taste like?
Safe cracking samba.
Oh, what is the safe
Wow,
cracking
a
samba, Dan?
Safe cracking samba. That would have to be something complex. So you could do like a spicy beer. Because I think when you say samba, I think like dancing and spicy.
And then safe cracking just has a really gotta be precise and harsh, so it's sharp.
Is it the safe cracking samba dancer? Or is
See,
it
I was
just the
thinking
safe cracking
more
samba?
sour for the samba. Like a light, easy drinkable kind of thing.
Yeah.
Something to take sips of while you're shaking your posterior on the dance floor.
I like it.
Yeah, nice.
How about the laser cannon horseback riding?
So
I'd like a bottle of that, please.
I want a keg of that, please.
Yeah.
Come on.
So I'm gonna rely upon a recent beer that we just tried, which Blake wasn't necessarily a fan of, but I liked, and I learned something about it after I posted it on like one of those social media things, and found out that so it was a porter that I thought was aged on Pinot barrels, but they had actually used the Pinot skins.
Oh yeah, I liked it. Okay,
And so
it was interesting.
It was a winey kind of have that fruit approach with acidity up front on top of a porter. And porters can be flavored with different fruits and stuff, but this was like a hybrid. It was like wine and beer at the same time.
It's a day walker, if you will.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. How about the orbital reentry sexual innuendo?
How are you winning this round?
What kind of beer is the orbital reentry sexual innuendo, Dan?
That would be like a Kolsch. That would be
Kolsch,
super.
yes.
I can just hit that and hit it and not worry about it.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd like to order one slow motion knead in the crotch, please.
So, yeah. Or so I've seen a few up here that are actually really interesting. So the dart thing, because that stuck out so much and he used it like multiple times.
The dart thing was a big
dart.
feature of this film.
At least twice.
Yeah.
Which is, I feel like his gadgets usually make an appearance and then he's done. Like, all right, we're good. Got this part of the
it
game.
was one time when he was testing it,
Yep.
and then the next scene when he needed it to escape all the G's.
Yep.
In the
And they
circular.
used it like later in the film.
And then he used it somewhere else. Where was it? I don't remember. Anyways.
He shot a dude, I think, in the elevator.
Oh, right.
Something like that. Mm-hmm. I love the word dart in and of itself. And then there's
I've been eyeing that dart word. I'm trying to
I'm like dart sliding down a pole. Is
Ooh.
this relevant? Yes, it is relevant.
love at first sight dart.
How about the weightless dart?
The weightless dart.
Ooh,
That's
I
a
like
good one
that.
because without air,
Yeah, right.
the dart's just going to keep going and
Just
going
gonna
and going.
keep going.
What
The
style
weightless
of beer is that?
What beer just keeps going?
That would be an IPA, a really super
that's
super
true.
hoppy bitter IPA that just kills your taste buds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would say like a Russian River Consecration or something that's so extremely bitter that it's going to destroy it's what's called a palate wrecker or a palate destroyer,
Mm-hmm.
where it's so bitter or it's got so much acid on it from what they aged it on that it's just horrible. But some people like it because they want to be challenged. They're like, I can see something in this beer that makes it worth drinking. Desecration, Consecration. They make 4 different beers that are along those lines, and they're super, super expensive and rare. Well, not rare, but they don't release them very often because they're weird beers.
All right, I got my last one for the show. Gas Mask Doberman Pinscher.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
That's like a
Yeah, Dan. I win.
So
it's like a 40.
Doomsday Brewing here in Vancouver, Washington.
It's a malt liquor.
I want to say I've seen either a sticker or
One
a
step down
logo.
from Thunderbird wine.
They had, I think, a dog that had a gas mask on in one of the either a can or a logo design or something.
That visual sounds so familiar.
I want to say I've seen it because they have a lot of their stuff is dog oriented as well as Grains of Wrath Brewing does a lot of skulls and animal kind of thingies and lots of gas masks.
It's pretty
very
cool,
heavy
you
metal.
gues.
So I would say just like a West Coast IPA, something typical because they
Nice.
but that's what those breweries do really well. Just real old school standard IPAs.
What do you guys think James Bond would drink if he can't get his martini? If he's at a local brewery,
Yeah, what's he
he's trying to
ordering?
charm the artist in residence with her dreadlocks down to her butt and
Playing guitar in the corner.
sleeves of tattoos. What's Bond ordering?
Whatever she's drinking.
Ah, there you go. That's the right
Hey,
answer.
Well played, Dave.
Yeah.
Well played.
He's not going to order
He goes,
anything. He's
I'll
going to
have
order.
what she's having.
Yes, I'll have what she's having and then not actually drink it.
There was a lot of sexual innuendos in this film.
Yes, there was, with zero gravity involved.
With
And a centrifuge. but,
next
you know,
level.
Yeah, next level stuff, dude.
A lot of good plot keywords in here. Hey,
Yeah.
Otto, get over here.
We're going to close out the episode, Otto. Any final thoughts that
Any
you can
final
share
thoughts?
with us?
James Bond, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah.
You
Good.
didn't like it?
I loved it.
You didn't
good
love it?
film?
Okay.
Yes, I loved it. I just did a random one.
All
love
right.
it.
Thumbs up on the sodas. You liked them all, or you like
Yes.
the clear cream soda one the best, right? Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I'm gonna get that sometime this week, and now know what Lucy and the Sky with Diamonds is like.
Yes. It'll take you to that special place.
Ah.
Yes. So, as either drinking non-alcoholic or drink water, please hydrate.
Hydrate or dihydrate, Bond. Ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, ba-da-da.
Drink things that are not alcohol while you're drinking.
Drink
alcohol.
water.
Drink
Yes.
Drink blood.
Drink, hold on.
Oh, what?
water. No, it's not vampire.
Bro.
Oh,
Hold
come
on.
on. Crazy. All right. And the opinions expressed during the taping of this podcast were those of the host. And my name is Dan Kapersky. I want to thank you all for hanging out and listening to us. And I want to thank our wonderful co-hosts and our special correspondent, Otto.
Otto.
Otto's not fun.
This is Blake.
This is Randall.
Take care, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Adios.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.